Good morning. It's your girl with the G Spot Experience, Germaine. And today's coffee brew is all about speaking life. So, before we get into this message today, I just want to be able to share some things with you. But before, because now I am making sure everything's all set up because we are live. So, let me just check my YouTube because right now, hold on, it's still showing. Let's see. Hold on, give me a second. I am checking my YouTube response to find out. Okay. I'm checking my YouTube response because we are live. And give me a second as people are chiming in. So if you're coming on, let me know that you're here. Um, I got all this stuff up on my screen. And yes, YouTube says we're live. So hey, listen, I'm having so much fun with this. And to think that it was a struggle to come from behind the scenes in the forefront to be in front of this live camera every day, Monday through Friday. But you know what the joy is? The joy is being able to share some things that really have helped me. And, you know, I was speaking with um a producer for my show or for what I do, what I'm doing. And as I was talking with him, I said, I've been thinking about it. So think about this. The G Spot is the location where we're inviting people to gather to have an experience over coffee. Do you have your coffee today? I'm drinking my coffee. Um, I'm drinking coffee today. I don't know if you have coffee, if you have tea, if you have a smoothie. I did have a smoothie early this morning because I've been really, really working out, being obedient and following the instructions from my trainer. And I don't even like calling him my trainer, my artistic body sculpting coach. That's what I'm going to call Hanjo. And so I've been getting up early in the morning. I've been doing my workouts as I let the dog out to use the bathroom early. When I say early in the morning, sometimes it's like 3:30 in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. And you know what? I say, you know what? Let me get some time in right now. I'll jump on my glider. Well, it's a stair glider and it is hard as heck, and 30 minutes on my bike. But I'm serious about this transformation. So, hey, we'll see where it all ends up. The one thing I can say is I'm starting to see a difference. So, hold on because I want to pull up my comments, but I got so much going on my screen. It's a lot going on here. Okay. All right. You've been so patient for bearing with me. Um, Well, let's get into this message. All right. If you are chiming in, please make sure you let me know. Let me know. Yesterday, my sister joined in, and because she doesn't have a name, that I was a little unsure about her Facebook handle. That I said I think that's my sister, but you know what? I didn't call her out, but I do thank her for the comments that she made on yesterday's brew. And then I had to call her and say, "Girl, why you ain't let me know you was on?" And then, I had to ask her, so what do you think about the coffee breaks with the G Spot experience? And family sometimes is the hardest critic. But she did tell me I was all in her business, stepping all over her toes with the message from yesterday. So make sure you check in and check out the message from yesterday, which is aligned, not just busy. Okay. All right. So anyway, let me get into today because I've been really trying to be good with my time and stuff. And so, like I said, today's brew is speaking life. So, you know how we do. We take a pause and we pour into purpose. All right. So, here we are. So, I'm going to have some questions that I really want you to think about. And one of the questions is, well, it's not a question more so than a statement to get started. You do know words carry power, right? I guess it is a question the way I just phrased it. Words carry power. What you speak over yourself, your family, your future is either planting life or planting lack. Which one do you prefer? I'm going to just let you think on that for a hot moment. Which one do you prefer? Do you want to plant life or do you want to plant lack? All right. Well, I know for me, I want to plant life. I call myself, and I've been doing this for years. One of my spiritual coaches, we had a conversation, and I really got this term from him years ago. Lifer. And I say I'm a lifer. Now, people may use that phrase in different terminology, different ways. If you're someone that may have your freedom taken away from you and you're doing life. But for me, lifer from a spiritual standpoint, I'm a lifer, and it's about lifing individuals. My whole hope of vision, the name that I believe God gave to me because I believe He names a thing and you become that thing. So, hope of vision is really speaking life into people, um, and tapping in to purpose, their future, whatever it may be. But let me bring it back to the message. Hi, Patrick. Patrick, thank you for joining us on Instagram, and others are chiming in. I do see, hey, Leslie, thank you on Facebook for chiming in. I can't read everybody, but I am going to call out as I see them come through. All right. So let me see how I can pull this up so I can see more of my. Okay. So, nevertheless, let's get back into speaking life. So, I posed a question. Did you know words carry power? Absolutely. The Bible tells us that there is life and death in the power of the tongue. And so we don't realize what we speak sometimes. We can actually shift where we are. And the reason I'm saying that is because far too often we let fear, frustration, or fatigue shape our language, right? Instead of speaking faith, possibilities, and truth. So, are you someone? So, this, I'm going to be posing a lot of questions because I really want you to think about some things when you think about speaking life. Are you someone that find that you complain a lot? You tend to go to the negative before the positive. Um, and if you ever sit and realize what is happening in the moment in your life as you're speaking these things into the atmosphere, because the law of attraction is true. You tend to attract things to you. So think about it. The power in your tongue that you speak into the atmosphere, if it's negative, it may bring that into your space. And you know what? You don't want that. Unless you're just someone that like being negative. I hope not, because you're going to miss out on so much living. And so I want you to really think about those things. Are you speaking out of fear, frustration, fatigue that's causing you to shape your language, and it may not be in a healthy way that can bring life to your situation or life to you? Or are you someone that speaks faith and possibilities and truth? Are you someone that speak affirmations, affirming over your life? And so with that, um, just really think about these. Let this stuff sip on it, let it marinate, let it brew as you go through your day, right? Because we can all change. If these are some things that you struggle with, then you know what? Start changing your language and watch how things change around you. But let me get into the message, okay? So, today's coffee break is just your divine reminder that you're a life giver through your language. You can shift an atmosphere with your words. You can speak healing into hard places. You just got to believe. And you can speak strength when your soul feels weak. You just have to believe it is possible. And you know what? If you're a doubter and you're unsure, just try it. Try it, but try it without doubting. That's an assignment for you, right? So I'm going to ask you three questions that I want you to think about. And if you feel led that you want to mention them, um, then please do so. If you want to put something in the comments. So ask yourself, What am I speaking into my own personal situation? Ask yourself, am I declaring lack or legacy? And then ask yourself, am I affirming the problem or the promise? That one's a powerful one. They're all really good, but that one really stood out to me. Are you affirming the problem? Because most times people don't even realize they will focus on the problem as if there's no way out. The problem is bigger than them. And they won't focus on the promise or the solution. So as you're speaking, speak to a solution, don't speak to the problem. Don't give power to the negative, okay? Don't give power to the problem that's in front of you. You're bigger than that. Remember that. You are bigger than the problem you are facing, okay? And so, I just want to let you know you have the authority to speak peace into your chaos, hope into your waiting, purpose into your pause. You have the authority. Okay. So let me see. I have a comment here. Leslie. All right. My screen. I'm gonna read this. So Leslie, thank you so much for sharing. So I'm just gonna read what Leslie George is saying over on Facebook. I know for me, I thought I had to think negative first because if I was positive, bad things will happen. So I wanted to get ahead of everything, of anything bad. Girl, you sound just like my husband because his whole thing sometimes is to not set myself up for disappointment. I'm going to think the worst case scenario. And for me, I'm an optimistic. So he's always saying to me, you know what? I don't want to set myself up for that. I'm just going to think the worst case scenario and I'm going to live right in this space. And for me, I'm like, I don't live there. I'm not living in that space because for me, I'm always looking for the silver lining. I'm always going to say, you know what? Hey, what's the worst case scenario? One, if I think it can work in my favor. Hey, and if it doesn't work in my favor, then you know what, God, give me some grace in this situation. But never hold on to thinking that the negative is going to be what's going to propel you to your next. It's not. So hopefully, Leslie, hopefully, you know what? You did say that you used to think, you thought that you had to respond, you had to think negative. But you know what? That's a good topic for us to talk about on one of our the mix blend Tuesdays that I'm gonna hold on to and we'll bring up just to really see how people really look at that. So, Leslie, I'm curious to know, how are you thinking lately? Do you still hold on to the positive because you don't want to be disappointed if it doesn't work out the way you need it to work out? Or are you thinking that, you know what? Hey, I'm just going to put it out there in the atmosphere, what I think it should be, what I want to see it become. And you know what? Hey, maybe it just will. That's my thinking, right? Maybe it just will. So, but Leslie, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. Um, but let me wrap up because, like I said, I am being mindful of your time as well as mine because I want you to show back up tomorrow, okay? So, like I said, I want to reaffirm you have the authority to speak peace into your chaos, hope into your waiting, and purpose into your pause. So let's stop repeating what the enemy said about us and start declaring what God has already promised us. So, with this message today, speaking life, I just want you to sip slow, speak light, choose life, and watch your world shift right before your eyes. Thank you guys. Thank you for chiming in. Thank you for joining in the community. Um, The community is growing. It's growing. And like I said, in the description, I always leave the link for subscribing to my YouTube page. If you have not already, just go over and subscribe to the YouTube page. The numbers are growing, and we are about 86, 8,700, soon to be at 9,000. So we're looking to hit our milestone of 10,000 soon. But even when you go and make sure you comment, hit like. I guess these things are important. So I'm trying to figure all the social media out in the process of doing, okay? But thank you for sharing. Thank you for chiming in. And then also stay connected because things are happening. Things are pretty much growing. Um, well, you know what? I want you to just know Friday we do have in studio with us another one of our authors for Authors Brew Friday, who's going to be talking about her story as an immigrant now with her green card coming to America, and how it has been a full circle moment for her in her book called Full Circle by Debbie Duncan. And I'm excited to have her on because her story is powerful, especially what's happening right now with everything going on. So make sure you chime in at 10:30 on Friday with us so you can hear and get the tea directly from the author in our Authors Brew Friday. So looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you so much. Come back tomorrow, okay? So we can sip on some coffee or tea and just have a break together. Talk to you soon. Have a great day.